Live from the Man Cave, treadmills and tangents with Coach Aaron Saron and his army of wellness warriors. Live in discussion of all things health and wellness, along with community topics they happen to stumble upon.
And good morning, Omaha. You are listening to Treadmills and Tangents, your health and wellness show right here in The Answer. I'm here with Timmy and Sam again.
Morning, Omaha.
Morning, Omaha. It is. How we doing, fellas, on this fine Saturday?
Enjoying the beautiful weather.
I'm good on every Saturday, man.
True.
Indeed. You're not wearing your normal baseball cap.
Nope. Today with the Q
on it.
The Q. Nope. Today's just a Red Sox hat.
Timmy's sporting a fashionable Baywatch tank top.
Absolutely, Beach Patrol, man.
I thought David Hasselhoff walked in for a second.
Well, you know, if I can drive the Night Rider, you can call me Hasselhoff all day.
It's the chest hair. It's all the chest hair.
Well, I barely have any.
He doesn't.
I'm the only one on this show that does not shave their chest hair.
Tim's got as much hair on his chest as Sam does on his head.
Olé.
That's terrible.
But it's funny because it's true.
Yeah, that is true. Where did you get that Baywatch tank top?
Target.
Target.
It was a gift from my son.
From your son?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it bargain bin? It had to be bargain bin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I think it was probably like $6, but worth it. I'll make it look good. Let's be honest.
That's true. You do. I mean, you got to have some moxie to wear that around with a straight face.
Well, you know, I have never had any shame whatsoever.
That is very true.
True.
That is one thing that's never changed about me. Is my shame level of 0.
The shame level of 0. Is that now some people might perceive that as arrogance.
Yeah. I would imagine some people do.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
for
it
anybody
is.
that's known me for a long period of time, especially I've known Sam for probably close to 18 years, 19 years, something like that. And I've always been very boisterous and loud. And even when I was super heavy, I'd walk around with my shirt on. I didn't care. I have the exact same attitude that I've always had. Yeah.
Own it.
Like the bikini body thing we've talked about before. You know,
you don't like it? You don't got to look at it?
That was exactly what I would tell. That's what I would tell people. Like my wife would be like, does it bother you? I'm like, no, people don't want to look at me. Don't look at me. I don't care.
It doesn't hurt.
Right.
It's not painful.
Right.
Well, to you.
Right. I look delicious. I don't know what your problem is.
I agree. You got to own it. I think that says a lot about someone's psyche. We talked about this with the two-piece mindset and what kind of bathing suit. Now, I wouldn't appreciate if you started prancing in a Speedo. I would say, Tim, as a friend, you need to take that off.
Whoa. Why do you want me to take my Speedo off? How about I change into some shorts?
Okay, fair enough. Please put some sweats on. But I don't want to see anybody in a Speedo.
That's just being a good person right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But I admire someone, I admire anybody wearing whatever they want. Go for it.
Absolutely.
But I think what's funny is that we hoot and holler as a society to love yourself and be proud of who you are and be proud of your body, and especially women to love who you are and be comfortable in your skin, and yet we'll turn around and just body shame in a heartbeat.
Right.
Yeah. And the very same people who are saying love yourself and love who you are and just own it, I was like, man, we can't. You just so hypocritical. It's ridiculous.
Right. And it's not. It doesn't physically hurt anybody. Like, who cares what other people wear? If people want to wear, like, whatever, man. I don't get.
It's the whole fact you don't have to look at them. You
right.
don't have to.
I think we're so
listen.
overly sensitive now. I was thinking about this today, because teaching at UNO, I'm real big on trying to make the class interact. And it's really hard because I think we're dealing with a generation of people. By no means am I trying to take jabs at millennials or whatever generation it is now. I think we just have an entire generation or even two now of people who just haven't grown up being as socially active as past generations.
Sure.
And by that, I mean interacting with people and having conversations with people.
Instead of getting likes on Facebook and the narcissism and
right.
such.
Or text all the time.
And
right.
so through social media, it's easy just to spout statements and levels of insults or levels of banter. And we're not conversing. We're just trying to make statements louder than the other person.
Yep.
So I think because of that, we've become overly sensitive to words and overly sensitive to comments because we're not having actual conversation. So, and I think as a result, a direct result is that is now, while some people are very body conscious and others are very comfortable, we see extremes, but I think they're, it's almost a no-win situation at this point, and I think we're damaging ourselves because now we're overly sensitive to, what to wear. And, as much as we want to tell people to love yourself and wear what you want, we know we can't because someone will shame you on Facebook.
Right.
Because it's too easy to.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You get these keyboard warriors that say anything because they're like, oh, well, I'm here and I'm safe in my mom's basement. So I'm going to get online and just
keyboard warriors.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
that.
And it's the same with sports and fighting and all that. Anybody who follows anything like that, you have people that are like, oh, well, if they would have done this, they would have won. Like, have you ever played football? I'm sorry, are you in the NFL?
The armchair quarterback?
Right,
Yeah.
Exactly. And it goes, again, like with, we're all big fight fans with fighting. I'm pretty sure it can go with anything. I'm sure there's people that sit around like watch cheerleading competition and they're like, oh, if they would have done this, like, what do you know?
Well, it goes back to when you see those videos of a fight in the hallway of a school and nobody's trying to stop it. They're all just standing there videotaping.
Right.
Right. And I think that's a direct result of, well, if we're not willing to have conversations with people, we're definitely not willing to step in to help somebody. As much as we want to say, we need to help your fellow man, help your neighbor, but odds are we won't anymore. Or a lot of people won't, I should say.
No, they want to get that so they can post it on social media and get all the likes, and people are like, oh man, cool.
Well,
Like,
what's funny too, and I think the the overall wellness of our community suffers, and we're going to get to a little bit. We're going to talk about rankings of healthiest communities in the United States and where Omaha and some of our counties lie. But I remember growing up, and I grew up in a small town, so it was pretty sheltered. And mind you, I grew up in a time when there was no social media, there were no cell phones, no one had computers. And I remember computers first started, coming out, and people actually, if you had a computer, that was a big to do. But we were concerned with it was a blue collar town. You were concerned with getting to work, earning a living, raising your family, providing for your family, and then helping your fellow neighbor. I don't ever recall anybody talking politics. Like, even when I was around, I grew up at my dad's bar, working in his bar. I never remembered anybody talking politics or anything like that. And it was just, people were just socializing and helping your fellow neighbor and making sure everybody was trying to make it and just get ahead a little bit. And everybody had a healthy family. And it just doesn't seem there's as much of that anymore.
yeah, and life is short, man. Like, it's so much of it is about, I think, trying to make an impact and help other people, because otherwise, like, at the end of the day, when you're laying on your deathbed, if you make it that far, what was the point of your life?
Well, you're gonna make it that far,
right? But I mean,
there's no ifs and
you're
buts about that.
Let me
there's one
let me
certain thing
rephrase.
I know I'll be on my deathbed.
Like,
now, whether you're there with me or not,
like
it's a
when you're
different
older.
story.
Okay, so let's say you've made it into your 70s, 80s, and you're reflecting back as you are, not like a sudden tragedy or anything like that, and looking back, like, what was the value of your life if all you did was ever degrade other people and never really helped anybody?
Well, it only looked out for yourself,
Right? Like how happy can you really be at that point?
Yeah,
like
I think there are people who are so narcissistic that won't even dawn on them.
Sure.
But I think everybody does that reflection on life. I know I did when I turned 40. I did a big time reflection. As much as I wanted to have a midlife crisis, I couldn't afford to have a midlife crisis.
Sure.
But but you do look back and you try to take stock, and I think I do that now more than ever. It's like, what am I really doing here?
Right.
And who am I affecting? And what impact am I having? And what legacy do you want to live? And am I being a good neighbor? Am I being a good person to other people?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you can toot your own horn and you can try to get ahead, but if you're stepping on everybody, nobody likes you.
Right.
Not that it's a popularity contest, right. But if you're that person that nobody values as a friend, what have you done?
Yeah, I've always had I don't know if it's morbid or not, but like the thoughts of like, man, when I die, I hope that I have one of those funerals where the place is just packed, because there's so many people that I impacted in my life that come to pay the respects, where it's not like just my urn sitting up there and nobody's around because I was a douche my whole life, and and I didn't have that impact on people. So
well, maybe you should chill on the Baywatch tank and the Speedo.
Maybe
you might.
there may not be just no women at my funeral. Who knows? I mean, it's whatever.
Right. Well, speaking of community, I alluded to the fact that, I think, our communities in general, we don't, this neighborhood, I am happy where I live now over in Whitehawk. In the circle I live in, there's 5 houses, there's like 14 kids, and our neighbors are always getting together, and we're always talking outside, and we'll be out in our driveways and we'll always walk across and talk to each other. And my old neighborhood was not like that at all.
Yeah, you don't see too much of that anymore.
Like
That's rare.
I knew my neighbors and I waved and nodded to them, but that was about it.
Yeah, I can say from hanging out at both of your houses, I would agree 100%.
Yep.
Like even we would come over to hang out and like park on the street. People would be outside, never like a hey as we parked and walked in or anything. And here we pull up and there's always people saying hi, and I think I actually know everybody that lives in your cul-de-sac. And you haven't even lived here that long.
Start a conversation.
Yeah.
And what I love about it, it reminds me of my old neighborhood where I grew up in Pennsylvania, a little town of Walnutport in the Lehigh Valley, that there were kids just running through yards. Everybody was at somebody's house, and everybody, if the gate was open, you just walked in and started hanging out, and so here, and you start playing. And I really like that. But I found a little survey. Actually, it was U.S. News and World Report, and looked at the healthiest communities in the United States, and they broke it out by county.
Ooh.
Right? They broke it out by county. So check this out.
This would be interesting.
In the top 10, Nebraska is nowhere to be found. Sadly, there's 5 counties in Colorado in the top 10.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Right? Our first county, which I'm happy to say, Sarpy County.
What?
Shows up at 69. Sarpy County ranked 69. Now, how they break this out is they use 10 categories, which are population health, equity, education, economy, housing, food and nutrition, environment, public safety, community vitality, and infrastructure.
Does it say how many counties they surveyed?
A lot, because the list I'm looking at has the top 500. So Sarpy County comes in at 69. Specifically, it had an average score, what does it say here, of 80.1.
That's pretty good.
The average in the state of Nebraska is 63.
Wow.
Also, we're way above average.
So
That's
Nebraska as a whole is low. There's 3,000 counties, 3,007 counties to be exact in the United States. So Sarpy scored an 80.1. The state average is 63. Within the peer group, meaning counties of similar size, the peer average is 63. The U.S. average is 52.3. So Sarpy did really well.
And what number was it again? 60 what?
69. Its
Wow.
highest score was infrastructure at a 94, which I think is funny because I always feel like we don't have that good of infrastructure. Its lowest score came in at 48, which was housing. And apparently we don't have healthy housing in Sarpy County. But Sarpy County is pretty big, so there's a lot of rural areas in Sarpy
absolutely.
County. Economy scored well at 85. Education, pretty good. Overall population health was 79. So yeah. Now, unfortunately, Douglas County didn't even make the top 500.
Ouch.
How's that? Saunders County was ranked 259. Lancaster County 343. Potawatomi County didn't rank. Mills County didn't rank. Fremont didn't rank. How do you say it? Nemaha?
Yeah.
Nemaha 375, ranked 375. Johnson County didn't rank. Gage County didn't rank. Seward 203 overall.
So Nebraska got some in there. That's good.
There's a handful in there.
So here's what's crazy about Sarpy County.
Cass County 251.
So I did the math quick on
Washington was 154.
Oh wow!
Wow, that's
So
good.
Douglas right in the middle didn't get. So check this out.
All around got it, but Douglas.
Washington County got ranked. Saunders got ranked. Sarpy got ranked. Cass got ranked. Douglas did not.
Wow.
Right smack dab in the middle.
So Sarpy County is in the top 2.3% of all counties in the country.
In terms of what?
In their ranking, out of 3,007,
yes.
they were 69. So they're top 2.3%. That is outstanding.
That is outstanding.
And
Go Sarpy.
our
Yeah,
gym,
buddy.
Mid-American Martial Arts, just happens to be in
Yes,
Sarpy
we brought
County.
that ranking.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And if you wondered about us tooting our own horn, toot toot, there it is.
there it is.
There it is.
So we're part of the top 2.3%.
Absolutely.
That's impressive.
That's
that is
yeah.
impressive.
That's awesome.
That's
I wonder why Douglas scored so low.
I wonder if a lot of it is housing.
Well, its overall score was only a 59.
Well, does it have the breakdown of
It
their
doesn't even hit
stuff?
the average.
It does. So
Okay.
Douglas County's breakdown. Wow. So population health was a 72. Its lowest score was equity, which was an 8.
Ooh,
It was an
rough.
8. Ouch. Its highest score was 86, which was infrastructure. Environment was a 63. That 8 really crushed it in equity.
What was housing?
Housing was a 45.
Yeah.
So its overall score was 59.9. Again, the state average was 63. Its peer group was a 63. And
That
the US
equity
average.
just
So
wow.
it's above the U.S. average of a 52.3. So it's
Not by much.
It's above. Yeah, you're right. Not by much, but anyhow, yeah. So good job, Sarpy County.
Yeah, buddy.
Douglas, we got some work to do. As we sit in Douglas County at the moment. Yikes. Life expectancy in Douglas County is 78.6 years. It's got an 18% smoking rate, so that's probably why it's
Wow.
really low.
That's
Yeah.
higher than I thought it would have been.
Population with no health insurance, 11%.
Wow.
So it's low on insurance. It's high on smoking.
There you go.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder what the smoking rate is for Sarpy. I'm going to look that up real quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, now I'm interested in
Yeah,
where that's
indeed.
at.
That's gonna be pretty
Sarpy
low, I
County
would think.
smoking was 12. The national average is 17, so it's pretty well below. The life expectancy is 80.5, and the amount of uninsured is only 6%.
Wow.
Nice.
So yeah, doing good.
It's so crazy to think about the fact that the two of them butt up to each other. They're so intertwined in so many things, but yet so drastically different in some of that stuff.
So equity, which is what Douglas scored so low in. So I'm looking at Sarpy's, and equity is made up of segregation index score, racial disparity in educational attainment, premature death disparity index. And Sarpy is low on all of those. Low being a good thing.
Yeah,
Sure.
Low being a good thing. And Douglas, let me check Douglas real quick. I want to say, I bet you that's where Douglas really hosed it. But I think you're looking at a population, the population difference is pretty drastic between Douglas
absolutely.
and Sarpy County. So that's probably where the equity score really got him in trouble. So yeah, Douglas is above all of those. The premature death disparity index, the national median is 0.01%, and Douglas County is 0.12, so 12 times higher. Yeah, 12 times higher. Racial disparity education, the national median is 0.15, and Douglas is 0.42.
Wow.
That's 4 times higher. So yeah, that's where it got him.
Hurt.
But cool. So all right, man, we got one up there in the top 69.
And the top hundo, that's
but
amazing.
Colorado,
That's
killing it.
impressive.
Colorado. What?
Yeah, that's... A lot of people move to Colorado, though. They like it.
Man, they got 5 in the top 10. Wow. It's that clean air, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thin, clean air. You can't run a mile without falling over, but it's clean. It's clean for sure. Interesting. Does it make you want to move out of Nebraska?
No.
No.
Nope. Stay in my Sarpy County.
Yep.
Yes, I might have to move to Sarpy. I used to live in Sarpy County. No, you know what? One time I lived in Sarpy County. I rented a house for a year.
Yeah, when you
That
lived
was the
down
one
by
him,
down by
Tim.
me, yeah.
No, actually, I lied. Not intentionally.
Oh.
The first
like,
couple
is that
years,
push-ups?
when I moved to Omaha in 1998, I rented a house with 3 other guys. We were all single military guys, which was right down the street from you. And then I bought a house right across the street from where you are now on Edgewood Boulevard there. And I lived there another 3-4 years. And then I rented a house over on Timberlane Drive for a year. So I had quite a few years in Sarpy County. And then I've been in Douglas ever since. So
Need to get back to that Sarpy.
I need to get back across the healthy line is what I need to do. Harrison is the healthy line indicator.
But we like your house.
We do like your house.
Now, what I find funny is, my current house. I do. My current house is pretty cool. It's kind of a not a party house. I should say a party house. I got 2 kids. It's a playhouse. That's probably not a good term either. No,
It's a
not
good get together.
It's a good place to come hang out.
gathering.
Gathering house, yes.
For adults and children alike.
Yeah.
There you,
To have
there you
fun.
go. Yeah, you can't really call your house a playhouse or a party house. Yeah.
Remember, you got to watch those words you say.
But who would have thought that Harrison's this line of disparity for health and wellness, and it's under drastic construction right now.
That's
That
crazy.
whole intersection's a mess.
Oh my
It's
God. Yeah.
156 in Harrison. The city planners, I get it. I know you wanted to get it done, so shut it down and get it done. But that poor gas station is going to disappear.
That was like, man, when Giles was under construction forever, that back way that a lot of us used to come to the gym.
That was a mess.
Oh my God. And it was supposed to be done. And then there was something with a 911 line or something. So it took like an extra 4 months. They had to reroute a whole bunch of communications. And
well, I feel
man.
bad because that gas station gets frequented by a lot of people going up and down 156 or on Harrison. But now they made it a divided road.
Yeah.
So you can only get to it in one direction. And generally speaking, that when that happens to a business, it usually takes a big hit. So I hope it doesn't, because that gas station is very convenient for me going to and from.
Sure.
But not anymore.
Yeah.
I can't get
One way in, one way out.
Yeah, you'll have to turn on to Harrison and go up and then turn into like that business plaza to get to it.
Well, but if they make that a divided road, you're not even going to be able to get to it.
You'd have to
that
go through the
direction.
neighborhood like you do
You got to
now.
go through the neighborhood.
Oh my God.
And that's just a pain in the butt, because people are lazy. I'm lazy. I'll just drive to the next block because I know there's a gas station waiting for me down the road.
Well, people in that neighborhood probably get a little salty. You get all that traffic driving through all the time. You know,
Oh,
I bet they don't love it right now.
They're salty right now.
Yeah, they got it.
Because people run that stop sign, that intersection.
Oh yeah, they roll that stop
We
sign
came through there the
constantly.
other day, and I was like, "Is there a stop sign that way?" Because people just kept going right through.
There was, and God bless her, there was a lady, an older lady, walking along the sidewalk, and you could tell she lived there. And I'll admit, I rolled the stop sign, and I could hear her yell, "Hey, there's a stop sign there." I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you got me. But I mean, of course, you're gonna roll a stop sign. I don't know. Do you guys come to a complete stop?
It depends.
Yeah, it
The
depends.
time of day, where I'm at. Like when I leave my house in the morning, there's that stop sign right there. I usually just roll that.
If there's nobody there, I'll roll it.
Yeah.
Now, how about this? How about the true moral dilemma? You're at a stoplight at night.
Run it.
I'll stop and look both ways.
Yep.
If there's nothing coming,
I'm gone.
I'll wait 1-2 Mississippi, and then I'll go.
Yeah.
I feel like I fulfilled the spirit.
If the thing
of
doesn't
law.
start counting down to tell me the light's going to change, I'm outie.
Some of those lights, you sit there forever.
Right. I got things to do. I'm more important than a stoplight. That's all I'm
So
saying.
when full disclosure, and hopefully no OPD, no popo are listening to me. So when I go to do reserve duty in the morning, it's like 5 a.m. and I'm driving south on 144th or Highway 50
on an unnamed road.
So so there's that light that you come to before you turn left to get on 370.
Yeah, that thing takes forever.
Oh
It's
my
ridiculous.
Lord.
Yeah.
And I'll sit there, and of course the straight road
Right.
goes green, and you're
Yeah.
sitting there with a red arrow.
Yeah.
I run that all the time.
Well, yeah, you'll fall asleep.
Because I'll sit there for a minute, and
Yeah.
I'll go, okay, I think I've fulfilled my
Right.
civic duty. And there's nobody on the road. I mean, there's nobody.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I'm going to go.
That's fair game.
Absolutely.
I think that's fair.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. Until some state trooper's sitting there in the weeds and sees me.
You can outrun him.
Right. I told you guys that story about that dirt bike I saw up on Center.
Yeah.
the road.
That was crazy.
No, I didn't hear about
And
that.
so I was pulling out. And what was funny was I was at the Bikeway right there, that little bike shop
Okay, yeah.
on Industrial Road, which is L Street /Industrial/Center.
Yeah.
That one strip of road changes names like 4 times. But I was at the Bikeway, and I just picked up my bike, and I was pulling out to get on Industrial there, and I saw this dirt bike motorcycle coming up the road, and I saw a cop just coming up on it fast, like, oh, this kid's gonna get pinched right here. And the cop lit him up, and you could tell the kid didn't see him, so you hear it hit the siren, and you see this kid look back. And I was like, uh-oh, I knew I could see it coming. And he just hung a hard left, drove right over the median, across the other road, and up the hill, up onto the railroad track. And the cop started to follow him, and then realized, and he stopped. Like, I could just, like, I wish I was a fly on the wall. He's like, oh, darn it.
Yeah.
But he had zero intention of stopping. It was almost comical to see.
Like,
Oh well. Next time.
Yeah,
Get 'em
trying to
next
catch
time.
a dirt bike, that'd be tough, man.
Oh, you're not going to catch a dirt bike.
No.
I mean, those things will climb off the side of a wall and get away until a train comes. And then,
Yeah.
then he's a pancake. So the old UP comes by and takes care of it. Well, cool. So what's tweeting, Tim?
So I was just looking at our health trends. We're usually always looking for what's new and popping. So I found a little article here for 5 ways to fuel your brain.
Ooh, it's Tony Robbins, the big man.
Uh-oh.
Tony Robbins. What has Anthony got to say?
He says you need to consume more healthy fat.
I love it. So there's pictures of avocados, melted butter, some salmon, some nuts. Man, what is that, quinoa?
It might be. Let's see if it says down
Flaxseed.
Flaxseed.
Okay. Flaxseed. Yes, I like me some flax.
I like me that salmon.
Yeah.
I love me some salmon.
Like salmon. How do you guys cook your salmon?
Anyway.
Yes. I like grilling it, man. I like getting
yeah.
salmon with the skin on, and I just throw it skin side down and let it go. And then actually, I just let it go till it separates from the skin, then I know it's done. Oh, it's delish.
I could eat some of that right now.
Delish. So basically, get your omega-3s is what he's saying. It helps feed your brain.
And they actually did some studies with people doing omega-3s and then the IQ testing.
1,200 pregnant women have found that those who consumed omega-3s, their children had a higher IQ.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's insane.
Wow.
So, pregnant ladies, if you're out there,
eat your omega-3.
Omega-3s, you have smart kids.
This also says a deficiency in omega-3 in humans has been linked to increased risk for mental disorders such as attention deficit disorders, dyslexia, dementia, depression, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia.
That's a lot of D's.
That is a lot of D's.
Who knew that all the mental disorders start with D? Dyslexia,
except for schizophrenia.
You got it now.
unless the D's silent at the front.
Yeah, but
that's a lot. That's crazy.
You have multiple personalities, so the D is bound to get in there at some point. That's terrible.
Speaking of D's, drink some green tea.
Green tea. I love me some green tea.
Tea's good.
Me too.
I do like some green tea. Hey, you got to be careful though. Note of warning. So there's you'll see green tea drinks and pop machines. They're loaded with sugar.
Yes.
So be careful about those. I know.
And we talked about the sugar last week,
and they're very tasty. They are very tasty. But I drank those for a long time, thinking they were good for me, and then I realized,
I did the same.
Not so much.
I was drinking the Lipton green tea,
something.
I mean,
they're good.
Yeah,
and
I was
Lipton
like,
tea is good.
And I was like, man. And then when I started keto, I looked at the ingredients and I was like, oh wow, that's no good.
That is no good. We know green tea is good for you.
Yeah.
What else does it say? Walking and stretching.
Yeah,
that's just movement,
right?
And any movement's good for you. It gets the blood flowing. You know, it's just like when you take a study break, you should get up and move around, right? You should get up, move around, get the blood flowing again.
It says it helps with your brain circuits, helps with cognitive skills, so stimulates the brain. So do it. If you're not doing anything, at least get up and walk and stretch.
What are 9 brain boosting foods?
Ooh, here we go. Let's see.
Nuts.
Broccoli.
Martin
Rooney's favorite.
Pumpkin seeds.
Yeah,
I love pumpkin seeds.
Dark chocolate and the leafy greens. There they are again. You can't
asparagus,
get away from them.
olives. Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Treadmills and Tangents right here on The Answer 94.5 FM, 1420 AM. We will be right back, and we're going to be discussing what time of day is the best time to work out. We'll see you in a second.
When you walk into Mid-American Martial Arts, you're walking into more than punching and kicking. You're walking into a community, and that is what I think sets us apart from everybody else. We train anywhere from 4 years old, and we have students as old as in their 60s here. Our main programs are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai kickboxing, Judo, as well as our strength and conditioning program, which is our Training for Warriors program. Our main goal is that when people leave here, they feel better about themselves. You know, they're a little bit better as a person, they feel a little bit about their life, they feel better about their day. Now, everybody holds baggage, everybody has stress. This is the place where they can come in and put all that away for a little bit and work on themselves. Yeah, do we hope they can defend themselves better? Sure. Do we hope they can punch and kick a little better? Absolutely. None of that matters if they don't feel good about themselves. And that's the main key. If they can walk out of here feeling good about themselves, feeling good about their life, then we've won that day.
Mid-America Martial Arts, located at 14951 Chandler Road in Millard. Give them a call at 402-813-1721 or visit midamericamartialarts.com.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Treadmills and Tangents, your health and wellness show right here on The Answer. So I want to talk about, a few weeks ago we talked about when to eat, what to eat before a workout, during a workout, after a workout. And then we've had some questions on, well, what's the best time to actually do your exercise? There's a lot of people that say, do it in the morning, do it at night. What do you guys like to do?
I prefer more of the morning. I used to work out at night a lot, though.
Yeah?
A while back, but I prefer the morning now.
Yeah,
Feels like it puts me in a better mood.
I'm the same way. I like to get up, start, and then I feel like my body for the rest of the day, like I've just set the tone.
Yeah.
And if I get up and work out, I feel like I get more done during the day.
Yeah.
Where if I hit snooze a few times and I get out of bed and then kind of try to get going, it just takes me longer to get my day going.
So it's more of a, you think it's more of a psychological thing? You actually feel like your body is going then?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's in my mind, like I've already got up and started doing stuff, so I can keep doing it. And part of it's like my body's woke up, I've stretched, I've moved around, and so then I'm just I'm already in the mode. So
yeah, I agree with that.
I don't like working out in the morning because I feel like my body just isn't ready to go, and that might be just because I'm getting a little older now. I just feel like, man, my body's just creaky and achy, and it just takes me so long to warm up. But I do agree. When I do work out in the morning, I do feel like, all right, it's done. Let's go. Let's tackle the day. Like your energy's up now. You're ready to roll, and you're not as lethargic the rest of the day. So I agree. Now I found there's lots of research and literature and study on when to work out, and of course, just like anything else, just like we've said on the show all the time, for every study you can find that says working out in the morning is better for you than at night, there's another one that says just the opposite. Yep. So I think the important thing is, I'm going to go back to Martin Rooney when he gets a question about diet. Do you eat broccoli?
Broccoli.
So when someone asks me when's the best time to work out, I'm going to say, well, do you work out A, at all, and B, regularly?
And do you eat broccoli?
Yeah.
So if you're not working out regularly, let's not worry about when to work out. Let's get on a schedule of just working out and exercising and moving regularly.
Yep.
And getting your diet under control. Then we can start talking about, hey, when's the best time to work out? Mm-hmm. And then next thing I'm going to say is, well, hey, anytime that you can do it regularly, whether that's in the morning or at night after work or maybe over your lunch hour, hey, then that's the best time to work out.
Yep. It's about just getting your body into that routine too, making it a habit.
Consistency.
And make it a habit and consistency and regularity. So, hey, in that respect, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. I'd rather you work out every day at noon or every day at 5 or every day at 10. I don't care as long as you're doing it every day.
Right.
Within reason. You don't have to go 7 days in a row all the time. But, so any time that can give you the consistency, I think is more important than if you're going to burn more body fat in the morning, or if you're going to burn more body fat at night, or if you're going to be more athletic in the morning versus at night. That's so secondary, it's ridiculous. But, all right. But let's get into the nitty-gritty, shall we?
Let's do it.
So there is evidence that shows that a lot of people ask me, well, I heard that you'll burn more body fat in the morning. So there is some talk, and it's not so much because it's the morning. The time of day is really irrelevant. It's the fact that you're exercising coming off of a fast.
Right.
So if you're a person who does intermittent fasting, the time of day is pretty irrelevant to when you work out, because when you break your fast is more important. Now, I like working out coming off of a fast. What about you guys?
I would, yeah. The times that I've done it,
But Sam, you eat 24/7.
True story.
So
I don't think he knows what a fast is.
That is false, because I sleep.
I think you dream
sleep.
about eating.
I don't.
That's true.
I don't eat when I sleep, and I don't generally eat breakfast.
You technically are fasting while sleeping.
I'll eat dinner, and then I don't eat until probably noon or 1 o'clock at work.
Oh, so you get a 12-hour fast in every day.
Pretty much daily.
Interesting. I like working out off of fast because I feel like I'm not as lethargic because I don't have any food in me.
Yep.
I feel like I'm, when you're a little hangry, you got kind of that little gut burn. I feel like I get a gut burn when I start to get hungry.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like I have more energy because my body's kind of raring to go. It wants to do something, whether it's eating or working out. So I feel like I get good workouts coming off of a fast. So, when I break that fast is all relative. Some days, like you said, it's not till noon, it's not till 1 o'clock. So maybe that's the best time for me to work out if I like working out off of a fast. For some people, if they stop eating at, let's say, 6 at night, and then you wake up at 6 a.m. to work out, okay, hey, that might be the best time for you to work out.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's all relative to, again, just like diet, you got to find out what works best for your body. If you get up in the morning and you try to work out and you just feel like you just can't get going, maybe the morning's not for you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just like diet, you got to find out what works for you. Try different things. Try waking up early. See if you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, like I haven't felt this great, or I got so much done. Like you just got to play with it and find what suits you. Because all of this is a personal thing. There's no one size fits all for diet and exercise.
Work schedule's going to play a part in it. The whole family. Just life in general.
Radio shows get in the way.
And it'll change, if one day, you can't get to your morning workout, just fit it in whenever you can. Yep. Now, there is evidence that shows working out off of a fast, you do potentially have a chance to burn more body fat because you don't have the higher blood glucose and the muscle glycogen is at a lower rate. Your insulin level is lower. So working out, your body now is forced to burn or resort to body fat sooner than if you had a full belly of, say, Frosted Flakes or whatever it happens to be. Okay, so there are studies that support that, but there are also studies that don't necessarily dispute it, but don't support it as much. They've done studies in which they've taken people and fed them the same diet. One group worked out before eating the meal, the other group worked out after eating the meal, and they showed that the group that worked out before eating the meal didn't gain any weight, while there's a group that worked out after the meal did gain weight. Now, they didn't lose any weight, but they didn't gain any weight at the same time. So, and again, there's short-term studies, and there's also studies where it showed that the group that, worked out afterwards lost just as much body fat and yada, yada, yada. So again, what did the studies show? Hey, you have to figure it out on your own at the end of the day.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Completely.
Agree.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the
same.
The rousing
Same.
retort. The rousing retort. So we got a couple of articles up. Tim has one up from MSN, and it talks about goes through some studies and the data that came in and the analysis that they've done, and it basically says, look, data shows it both ways, just like I said. They did one case, 2012 study published in Medicine and Science, the Sports and Exercise, where women walked for 45 minutes. And showed that they were less distracted by food images if they did that first thing in the morning, meaning they were less likely to overeat the rest of the day. So that's pretty impressive. So there's potentially a psychological benefit to working out first thing in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. It also had mentioned in that same study that they said getting the exercise done prior to the start of the business day made sure that it didn't become something that got overlooked. We've all had those days where you have the best of intentions to do something, you get sidetracked, things come up, and that's something that, is easy to say, oh, well, I'm just not going to get that in today, where if you get up and just get after it right away, it's done, check it off the list, and move on.
Yeah, first thing, make it a priority. Do it first thing in the morning and get it done. And it's not in the way of anything. I know some people, some parents, married couples that have kids, one parent works out in the morning, one works out at night. That way there's always somebody home with the kid.
Yeah,
it's a good way to work.
So it's a good workaround to getting your workout in around life, work and life and family as well. So you got to do what you got to do. I guess what I'd say, guys. Now for athletes, there's some people who will say I'm not a good athlete before 9 a.m. And there is something to that. As the day goes on, the body warms up, the core body temperature comes up, muscles loosen up, and you can potentially be more athletic as the day goes on. There are studies that have shown that between 1 and 4 o'clock seems to be the prime hours for athletic performance in many cases. Now, is that across the board? Again, no. But there's merit to saying, once you get up and moving around for a couple of hours, I know I have great workouts like around 10, 11 o'clock. That seems to work for me.
I've had good workouts. Yeah, I've had some pretty good workouts.
Like in Thailand, that was kind of around the time where we would actually get to start training. And I would say that I felt great around that time. I don't work out usually around that time, obviously, during the week as I work. But the TFW on Saturdays is at 9, and I've had great workouts then. So.
Sure. I think my better workouts are late morning workouts. Now, I will teach our Train for Warriors class at 4:30 every day. And I find that for some reason, as the day goes on, whether it's the food coma for lunch, because I usually eat a late lunch, so I might still have the food coma lingering from my late lunch going into that 4:30 class. I don't feel like my workouts are as good. Not that they're not bad workouts, but I don't feel they're as good as the workout I had coming off of a fast in the late morning workout. Now, and it's something, for some people during the day, as the day goes on, they start to slow down, start to get sleepy. Maybe the caffeine's wearing off. The Covfe's effect is wearing off, and if you don't reach for the bang or the energy drink, Sam, how are we still doing on that?
Perfect. Still none.
Perfect.
I don't know. I mean, I've had good. I would say for me, it's either in the morning or.
I thought you were just going to confess.
I thought he was too. I was like, here we go. Here we go.
I'm completely zero, none.
There's about to be a whole lot of push-ups up in this room.
In the morning, but I've also had really good workouts. Like if I can't do the morning ones, 6:30 at night, after work, just because I'm moving around all day at work. So, like you said, feeling the body's warmed up and moving around. I've had to lift stuff already. So I kind of feel like the body's primed a little bit around that time. So I would say those are probably the two best times I've ever had workouts.
I always feel like my best lifting workouts are like late morning or over lunchtime, like for lifting. Maybe that's because that's how I've always done it.
Yeah.
I'll take my lunch break, hit the gym, grab some lunch, eat at my desk. And I always feel like those, for some reason, like that part of the day, my body's just ready to lift weights. Now, I've always done martial arts workouts for the most part at night.
Right.
And I've had good workouts doing that, but for some reason lifting weights, and that might be just years of doing it that way, that's the way my body's used to it, but I just feel like lifting weights, that's the best time for me to do it.
I think, I know that when I work out late, I go home, I have a hard time going to sleep.
Well, we do have one article up that shows, and this was the article from WebMD, I believe it was. WebMD says, when you do work out, your body temperature comes up. And for your body to fall asleep, it needs its core body temperature to come back down and get to a particular state, which allows you to now sleep. That's why taking a cold shower right before bed helps you go to sleep sooner, because your core body temperature has to come down for you to fall asleep. So working out at night can be detrimental. You may get a great workout, but you might find yourself having trouble going to bed because now your core body temperature is up. Okay, and of course you increase blood flow, you increase heart rate, you kind of wake yourself up. So, that's something to be cognizant of, that if you're going to work out at night, hey, you might have trouble going to bed. Now, if you suffer from insomnia, maybe at night's the best time, because you're not getting to bed, you're not sleeping sound, so the morning workout may not work for you as well if you have trouble sleeping at night.
Good old insomnia.
Don't have it. Thank God.
You've never had insomnia?
Oh.
Tim, you've never had insomnia?
I mean, there's been like a couple of nights, but not like long stretches of time.
I don't think I've slept sound in 10 years, and that just happens to coincide with the birth of my daughter.
I mean, I don't sleep a lot at night, but I think I don't call it insomnia. Like I just toss and turn in bed and stuff. I don't like get up and can't fall asleep.
No, when I was younger, I used to. It'd be weeks on weeks. I couldn't sleep. I'd be up.
Like part of my problem is I have a very overactive mind, so I'm always thinking about stuff, or like I'm thinking about things should have get done
like
at work.
Overactive imagination.
Well, he does have that. We all know.
Well,
that,
yeah.
Right? I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah, I toss and turn at night as well. I don't think I've slept sound in forever, and that poses challenges too. If you're not a sound sleeper, morning workouts can be tough. Now, there's something you said too, like if you find yourself like, I've had those mornings where I just wake up, it's like 4 a.m. and I'm up. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what am I doing up? And I'll try to force myself to fall back to sleep, but sometimes you can't. Hey, you know what? If you're up, you're up. You might as well get up and do something. You don't have to go work out. Maybe just go for a walk, or maybe just start your day and then clear your calendar so maybe you can get a workout in earlier. But yeah, insomnia is a tough one. You got to get your sleep. Sleep. Talk about health and wellness. I cannot stress So we got to do a whole segment on sleep.
Yeah,
That'd be a good one.
absolutely.
Real good one.
We got to get a sleep expert in here and do that. I know some people who've had sleep studies done and gotten results to determine whether they need
We
like
should
a
do sleep
time
studies.
machine or we should do
should.
sleep studies.
Yeah. I'd be down to do a sleep study.
Don't they hook your brain? They put stuff like
On your head, right?
Like I don't know if I could sleep.
I'm pretty sure I'd rip that thing up because like I alligator roll
Yeah.
when I sleep.
I toss and turn as it is, and then
Right.
but then having to wear something on my head, I'd be cognizant of
afraid
it. It
you-
would drive me nuts.
If you do fall asleep, afraid to choke yourself.
Like, can you sleep with a sleep mask on?
No.
No,
No.
no. Sam sleeps with one of those things over his eyes that says princess.
Unless you're role playing with your wife. Censor. I can't sleep with a sleep mask. I used to be able to sleep with music on, but I can't even do that now.
I usually fall asleep with the TV just playing something.
Yeah, I do too. I like to have some sort of noise.
My kids have those those white noise makers.
Yeah. How does that work for them?
They both use it.
Really?
They turn them on. Ever since they've been babies, we've turned it on, and now my daughter will actually go turn it on before she goes to bed. It just sounds like a little hairdryer going.
Yeah. I'd probably enjoy
It's
that.
just like moves there.
Because it's been so long since you've used a hairdryer.
That.
He's like, what is that noise?
Partially that, yeah. But I do. I usually have a.
He uses it for his back hair.
Which I have that, by the way.
Gross.
I
Gross.
usually
Go
like,
sit over there.
usually like having like a fan going. I
We need to get
have
a-
some sort of noise.
We need to get a third mic, so I don't got to sit next to the back fro.
The back row.
Way to paint an image that is not even true.
Disgusting.
I hope no one actually knows what you look like. And there's people
Back.
driving down the
I
road
know.
have no idea what you look like, and now they picture this dude with just the hairiest back they've
And a
ever
bald
seen.
head.
Bald head.
What a
he got
combo.
cornrows down his back from his back fro. It's peeking out the top and the bottom. It's just a
And we
mess.
digress.
Put some beads on that. You know, right?
You do a little shimmy like you're in Jamaica.
Come on.
You're on vacation.
Nice. I'm on the Livestrong.com website, which if you guys never been on Livestrong, despite what you think of Lance Armstrong, there's a lot of good information on this website about anything and everything for health and wellness and fitness and diet. They have an article about, when's the best time to work out to maximize weight loss. And it essentially says everything that we've been talking about, that, first and foremost, just make sure you're exercising every day, whatever time of the day that happens to be, capitalize on that. Now, there is some evidence showing, again, that exercising in the morning may burn more body fat, but not necessarily true for everybody. And then some considerations too that they point out here is when you work out in the morning, like I said for myself, it's hard for me to warm up, so you got to take your time because you're stiff, your muscles are cold, your core body temperature is low from coming out of your hibernation, so you do need to take more time to warm up. And I know, I'm sure you guys, I know you guys do the full warm up for our TFW class at 5:30 in the morning.
We warm up 15 to 20 minutes before we start doing anything.
Yeah, easily.
Now in the afternoons, we'll still do a full warm up, but I know, especially at the 4:30 class, people are coming in after work. We can get away with a little bit quicker warm up.
Sure.
Because people have been up and moving all day long, and a lot of these guys, especially the construction guys, come in. I know they've been moving around all day long.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we can get through, and I can just tell by looking at their bodies, they're more limber. Their range of motion comes up faster at that 4:30 workout than vice the morning workout. So it's something to consider. If you're going to work out in the morning, warm up, guys.
Yeah, Sam and I, as we've gotten older, get in even a little bit before class sometimes. Like if we know it's going to be like a heavy deadlift day, we'll end up in there, and he and I are doing some other stretches and stuff even before people start to funnel in, because it's like, man, I've got to take the time to get warm because I don't want to tear something. I don't want to end up having to miss workout times or not be able to perform well just because I got to wake my body up and get moving.
And I caution everybody, don't stretch. Warm up first. In fact, the best stretching is generally done after your workout in terms of trying to increase your range of motion. Do it after you've worked out when you're really warmed up, your muscles are hot, and then you're more pliable and you can stretch. Now, I'm not saying don't ever stretch prior to your workout, but it's very important to warm up doing big gross motor movements first to get the blood flowing and get the body warmed up, and then slowly ease into your stretching. and then do your workout. And then you can really get into the deep stretching after your workout, right? Gone are the days of just you start to stretch a cold muscle, because that's you can actually set the tone and set the stage for pulling a muscle and doing some damage.
Carrying something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't.
I do like me some deep stretching.
In the morning, I don't even think I can touch my toes in the morning.
Oh God, no.
You know, in the afternoon on a hot day, I could damn near do a split. In the morning, I get out of bed, I'm just like, I can't even bend over. That's why I hope there's no home invaders in the morning. Come at night when I'm still warmed up. Don't come in the
See
morning.
what happens. See what happens then.
Yeah, I might break something trying to get after you.
Yeah.
No doubt. But yeah, guys, so, you know, whatever time of the day gets you consistent, first and foremost, eat your broccoli and work out consistently, first and foremost. After that, then we can start talking nutrient timing and what time of the day to best get after it. Now, if you're an athlete and you're doing 2-a-days, hey, it is what it is. You know, fine. You gotta, you know, warm up more in the morning, get after it a little harder in the afternoon. And it also depends what kind of workouts you're doing too. Like every workout doesn't have to be, you know, CrossFit 10.2 or whatever it is.
Right.
And
We're gonna kill you.
Whatever the WOD
and
is.
again, nothing against CrossFit. I was just using that as
right.
that's a bad reference. You don't need to do the Murph every time you're out there. If you're just going for a walk, you know, a brisk walk, and there's value in that. Just taking a walk to wake yourself up in the morning. I think there's a lot of value in that before that breakfast.
True story, my friend. True story.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what, that's about all we have for today. And again, Omaha, have a great Saturday. You're listening to Treadmills and Tangents, your health and wellness show right here on The Answer, 94.5 FM, 1420 AM. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Tune in each Saturday morning with fun banter on what it takes to live a healthier, happier, and more vibrant life in the Big O. Treadmills and Tangents with Coach Aaron Cerrone and his army of wellness warriors.